A representative ecosystem on reclaimed land doesn't take away its commentary on the government's complacency in the natural disasters within this administration as well as the ones before it. The lack of appropriate response towards ecological protection in favor of massive building projects harkens to the same edifice complex that created monuments at the expense of sacred lands from a dictatorial administration.
As a street artist heavily involved with skateboard and punk rock countercultures, Antonio's NFT project might seem disruptive. Comic Mayhem, his website invites the reader. From the lower price points of art in the park to the global reach of the NFT marketplace, it could be read as an attempt to leave the elite, close-knit gallery spaces and gain wider accessibility. After all, in this digital age, NFTs are the shiny newfangled thing. Now, in the roaring 20s of the 21st century, with the world still reeling from a pandemic, war, and the rise of authoritarian leaders across the globe, perhaps it makes sense to shed the weight of the insular art world and look forward, look virtual. But we cannot hide in the metaverse while the world burns around us.
From sparks of little light to an aspiration towards piercing brightness, Rex Takaimat and Vladimir Grutas in Heavy Light at Kaida Contemporary are familiar with inscrutable denseness but do not claim a monopoly. The Kaimat's depiction of petrified tree limbs and branches with graphite markings that mimic ash rubbed on paper. Grutas' monoprints where obscurity is disturbed by flashes of luminosity, and salvage candle drippings turn humanoid wax sculptures. All offer hope in their ways, tired but not bereft of any remaining ambition for change. Perhaps it is an invitation to delve into darkness even further, dissect it and revel in it, find whatever glint remains in our consciousness and bring them together with others. Gleam might yet turn to glow and gather strength over time. A flicker, fanned into flames, might still grow into a blaze.
It is a daunting task for a practicing Filipino artist to be critical towards a piece in which the said artist is involved in. As the history of art criticism goes, there is an often contentious relationship between artists and art critics. The paper is an attempt to illustrate the struggle of marrying two seemingly combative practices: perception of the piece from the audience's point of view and criticism of the piece as a participant. The struggle to read dance should occasionally welcome the breadth of an insider's biases, especially as criticality of contemporary dance pieces move into process over product. It is necessary to understand the process of production to be able to confront the perception of dance in a deeper manner.
To face history is to face the tragic, which is why many prefer to look away, art critic John Berger once wrote. In a country where records of the past are languishing in underfunded museums, where elaborate disinformation campaigns are erasing the collective traumas of the living and the dead, a bad show proposes a way not just to face historical facts, but a way to look back and imagine. To imagine our oppressors exposed and ashamed, to imagine ourselves vandalizing their idealized portraits, to imagine ourselves owning and wearing what they took that is rightfully ours, to imagine ourselves, even for a brief transitory moment, as hopeful, no longer afraid to be free.
The rhizome is a process of existence and growth that doesn't come from a single origin. Deleuze and Guattari used the metaphor to illustrate the difficulty of uprooting or destroying entities and collectives that don't have any central provenance like mold or fungus, which can reproduce from any cell. Similarly, Lonady pursues an approach with no boundaries or centers. It is alinear, multitude, and all proliferating. Lonady is fluid and mobile, always with diverse elements depending upon the situation. It's invisible and hidden underneath. It's what remains unchanged as its spawns continue to evolve and mutate. Load na dito forms a confluence of people, ideas, and things self-organizing on their own.
Huwag ka sanang mabaog, mawalan ng tapang at panlasa. Magtuloy sa pagnamnam at paglasap. At kung nilisan ka man ng panlasa mo sa mga panahong ito, bawiin mo ang dati pang nasa dulo ng dila mo.
Nagsisilbing refleksyon ang likhang sining ng lumalalang kontemporaryong panahon na sumusuri sa mga kaisipan, katanungan, gunita, material na bagay, at espasyong mga salik sa pagbuo ng diwa at pagninilay ng mga manlilikha. Ang eksibisyon ay hindi isang pagtatanghal ng isang daigdig na mula sa pawang imahinasyon, bagkus naglalahad ito ng kasalukuyan. Mula ang Imagine World sa mga katotohanan at kondisyong dapat maranasan na hango sa katotohanan at kondisyong nararanasan.
Malamang di lahat ng nasa rally gamay ang pillars of good governance. O baka nahihirapan kahit sa pagtukoy sa manipis na dingding ng politika at pamamahala. Sa kasalukuyang politikal na klima na hinahati-hati ang katotohanan sa mga salaming dinadaanan nito, parang utopia ng hihinging ideal na mabuting pamamahala. Kaya may organikong pag-oorganisa ng mga komunidad para sabay-sabay na i-reimagine ang landscape o bawi ng espasyo ng demokratikong karnabal. Walang mas malaking selebrasyon ng Arts and Culture or Heritage Month kaysa sa serye ng mga People's Campaign. Inangkin muli ng taong entablado, kinanya-kanya ng kada probinsya. Samot-sari ang rikit ng tao sa tao.
Sa video games, iminungkay ng scholar na si Espen Arcet ang terminong ergodicity para ilarawan ang non-trivial effort na ginagawa ng isang manlalaro para pumasok at makatawid sa laro. Kung purong panonood lamang ang kayang gawin, mas kaunti ang ergodicity at hindi na ito nagmumukhang video game. Sa pinakamadali, nagiging video game ang video game dahil sa usapin ng kontrol. Sa panahon ng pandemya, baka lalo sa pag-usbong ng bagong administrasyon, may bisa at puwang ang paglalaro sa mga likang sining na nagtitimbang at nagtatanghal sa ahensya ng tao sa kanyang lipunan. At marahil sa pagpapatuloy ng praktika at kritika ng ganitong lapit sa pagbuo ng mga dula, lalo pang mamulat at maikintal ang masalimuot na paglilingkis ng sining at ang tunay na mundo. Na, sa dula at video game, pag namatay sa gutom, sakit o dahas, pwede pang muling mabuhay at magbalik. Sa tunay na buhay, walang restage, walang reset, at wala ng extra life.